At 2:17 a.m., for 7 seconds, something unseen moved through the darkness, silent, precise, unstoppable. Across the globe, screens froze, signals vanished. It was as if the world held its breath. And then, just as suddenly, everything returned to normal. But reality felt wrong. There were no alarms, no chaos, no sign of what had happened. Just an absence, so heavy it felt deliberate. This isn't a story about war or noise or destruction. It's about silence. The kind of silence that changes history before anyone even realizes it has begun. The question isn't what happened during those 7 seconds. The real question is, what happens next? If you're as intrigued as I am, hit that subscribe button and let's uncover this mystery together. The plan didn't start in Venezuela. It began deep underground, beneath the Pentagon, in a room that doesn't exist on any blueprint. The room has no windows, no clocks, and no national flags. Just a long black table under a cold white light. Around it sat 12 people. No uniforms, no ranks, no names. Just shadows and silence. At the center of the table was a digital map of Caracas. Red dots marked military bases. Blue lines traced communication cables. Yellow circles showed population density. And at the very center, blinking slowly like a heartbeat, was the presidential palace, Miraflores. The Venezuelan president had become a problem that couldn't be solved with sanctions or speeches. Intelligence reports accused him of secret arms deals, cyber warfare experiments, and something far worse, cooperation with an unknown foreign power. But killing him would create a martyr. Sanctions had failed. Negotiations had collapsed. So the decision was made: capture him alive. The mission was given a name so bland it was almost suspicious. Operation Night Silence. No invasion. No announcement. No witnesses. Phase 1 began weeks before the world noticed anything was wrong. American cyber units quietly infiltrated Venezuela's infrastructure power grids, internet backbones, emergency systems. They didn't shut them down. That would be too obvious. Instead, they installed digital ghost switches, allowing for a total blackout that would last just a few seconds, just long enough for something impossible to happen. Meanwhile, CIA assets on the ground blended into Caracas. They were tourists, aid workers, journalists, even street vendors. Some had been waiting there for years. The president himself, in his paranoia, unknowingly helped the operation. He trusted fewer people, slept in different rooms each night, and relied on a newly installed private security system, a system American intelligence already knew how to control. On the night of the operation, the president was alone on the top floor of Miraflores. Just 2 personal guards outside his door. At exactly 2:17 a.m., the ghost switches were activated. Cameras froze. Radars went blind. Phones lost signal. For 7 seconds, the country was dark. In those 7 seconds, a stealth helicopter with no national markings descended from the sky. Its sound was masked by a specially engineered frequency that canceled noise itself. To anyone on the ground, the night remained perfectly quiet. A team of 6 operators dropped down like shadows. They didn't shoot the guards. A pulse device disabled their nervous systems for exactly 40 seconds, just long enough for them to collapse silently, eyes open, unable to even scream. Inside, the president sensed something was wrong. Not because of alarms, there were none, but because the silence suddenly had weight. The kind of silence that presses against your ears. His door opened without a sound. 6 figures entered, faces hidden, movements precise, almost inhuman. He reached for a panic button that no longer worked. Before he could speak, one of them said his name. In perfect Spanish, calm, almost respectful. "Señor Presidente, this will be easier if you cooperate." He tried to run. A needle touched his neck, and the world went dark. When the satellites came back online, the helicopter was already gone. At 2:19 a.m., Venezuelan command centers realized something was wrong. Guards weren't responding. Cameras showed frozen frames. The president's biometric bracelet showed a heartbeat, but no location. By dawn, chaos erupted. The military was on high alert. Borders were closed. The president's disappearance was announced as a temporary security relocation. Whispers spread like wildfire. Some claimed he defected. Others said he was killed by his own generals. Conspiracy theories flooded social media: aliens, secret tunnels, clones. The truth was darker. The president woke up not in chains, but in a clean, white room with no windows. Just a chair and a table. Across from him sat a man in a plain suit. No threats were made. No shouting. Only a folder placed gently on the table. Inside were documents, recordings, photo secrets even the president thought were buried forever. The man spoke softly. "You're not a prisoner. You're a guest." For now, the president demanded to speak to his generals, to his allies, to the UN. The man just shook his head. "No one knows where you are. Officially, you don't exist." Days passed, or maybe weeks. Time meant nothing in that place. The interrogations were not violent, which made them worse. Every lie he told, they already knew. Every denial was countered with proof. The horror wasn't pain. It was the slow, methodical realization that the most powerful man in his country had been taken without a fight, without a war, without the world even noticing. Back in Venezuela, the power vacuum turned dangerous. Rival factions fought for control. Protests erupted. The military fractured. The U.S. officially denied any involvement. "We respect Venezuela's sovereignty," they said, with calm faces and steady voices. Then, the president was shown something that finally broke him. A live feed. Not from Venezuela, but from his own office, now occupied by someone else. His capture had already rewritten history. Finally, the man in the suit delivered the truth. "You will never return. But you will be useful." The president realized his capture wasn't the end. It was leverage. A warning to the world that power no longer needed bombs or boots. It just needed silence. That night proved something terrifying. In the modern world, a country's leader can vanish, and the world will just keep spinning. The scariest part of this story isn't the advanced tech, the meticulous planning, or the immense power behind it all. It's the silence. Think about it. No explosions, no screaming headlines, no prior warnings. Just 7 seconds of complete darkness. And then, a president is simply erased from his own country. If a sitting head of state can vanish without a war, without a single shred of proof, without any consequence, what does that mean for the rest of us? The real horror isn't just what happened that one night in Venezuela. The truly terrifying part is the chilling realization that it could happen again. Anywhere. To anyone. What do you think really happened? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that will keep you up at night.